Gabby, the happy holiday girl. Who says you have to wait until certain times of the year to get to celebrate? When every day's a holiday, we can combat stress and have more opportunities to have fun with our friends and family. Come, celebrate with me, and together we can live a holiday life. Hey, what's going on, holiday lifers? It's your happy holiday girl, Gabby, and today is Monkey Day, a day dedicated completely to everything monkey. I'm talking about jumping on the bed, pulling out the Curious George books from your kids' room, monkeys. According to DiscoveryMagazine.com, we actually share 98% of our DNA with chimpanzees and bonobos. So I guess with that much DNA in common, that leaves us humans with a lot of monkey facts to learn. Monkeys are completely fascinating, and I hope by the end of today's podcast, you'll be a bit more intrigued by the primates that we share our world with too. Stay tuned. Honestly, guys, before today's podcast, I never thought anything about monkeys. Now, I knew that they were cute, kind of cuddly. You can see them at the zoo. But what I like about this podcast is that it really forces me to research and learn more about our environment, about people, different cultures, things around the world, things that, unless you physically go out of your way to learn, just random information that most likely you would never have, especially whenever you work day to day or you're a stay-at-home mom or whatever your occupation is, and you just are consistently doing that on a regular routine. These holidays really give you an opportunity to break up the mundane routine of life. And so I'm grateful for everything that I learned about monkeys. At the same time, I will be honest, I'm kind of a little bit terrified right now, guys. Monkeys are incredibly smart and so capable. And on one hand, you would say there's no reason to be terrified of the monkeys if you do right by them. Which, hey, I'm completely of that opinion. I believe that we should treat all animal life as well as our environment very well because it's part of the world that we share. But when I learned more of how animals like monkeys are used in research and aren't always treated with the utmost care, it really raised some concerns for me because knowing that these monkeys are learning and you got movies like Planet of the Apes, I just don't want to be on the bad side of an environmental revenge. I know it may seem so silly, but honestly, guys, think about it. If we don't take care of our environment, things will come back, I believe, the same way that we need to take care of the animal life that we have surrounding us, because if we don't, those things either could disappear or maybe in some very dystopian reality, come back to bite us in the rear end, if you know what I'm saying. All terror aside, though, the information I learned about monkeys is absolutely amazing. So intriguing, and really this first story that I learned is super cute. According to an article I found on html.com/blog, monkeys are a baby's nanny. I know, you probably think I said that incorrect, but seriously, there is a little monkey that comes in and takes care of this little family's baby. It's absolutely so hilarious, honestly, guys. It says that in a district in India, quote, a simian monkey has become one baby's daytime nanny, arriving at the baby's home each morning like a regular human babysitter. The monkey sits next to the child and plays with it all day while its mother works. At first, the parents of the infant were scared and reluctant to allow a monkey to come near the child, but they now treat the monkey as family. Guys, would you allow a monkey to come in and take care of your baby? I mean, goodness, even if it was really kind, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some crazy videos about monkeys. Like I saw one, I think it was on Snapchat a while ago, of this monkey. He randomly tried to come and hijack a baby. He was riding a little bicycle. He might have been a streetcar vendor monkey. But yeah, monkeys do some crazy stuff, guys. I don't know if I would trust Curious George, even though, you know what, Curious George is pretty friendly. The cartoon might have me suckered into believing that he could take care of my little ones. So, but no, for real though, all jokes aside, seriously, would you let a monkey watch your child? If you would, please, somewhere on social media, find me at A Holiday Life. I so want to hear about it if you trust the monkeys that much. It's funny, we can have dialogue about it. And now that we've got the chance to learn a little bit about the compassionate side of monkeys and the charm that they bring with that cute little story about the monkey and the family, it's time to learn about what apes can do. Apes can do communication through pictures. They're called lexicograms. Now, I know apes and monkeys are technically, I guess, different, but for all purposes of today, I'm just going to go ahead and put them in the same category as the monkeys. According to the Oprah Winfrey Show on their YouTube channel, there is an ape named Kanzi. He is a bonobo ape who, quote, had learned to communicate using a keyboard with symbols called lexicograms. Dr. Sue Savage Rambaugh, a primatologist, informed the show that there were 450 words on Kanzi's keyboard that he could understand. But she guessed that the ape actually knew several thousand words. I'll have a link to that YouTube video in the show notes of my podcast, guys, if you want to check it out yourself. It is so fascinating what these bonobo monkeys are capable of learning and doing. It really just further emphasizes that there's really only a very small, slightly greater than a 1% difference between us and other primates. And what's also cool is that Dr. Sue, in the YouTube video that I'm referencing, she believes that Kanzi's 3-year-old baby Tico eventually will be able to learn how to speak. It's absolutely crazy. This doctor, she lives approximately 95% of her time in the same environment as these bonobo apes. She does everything with this little ape baby Tico. She feeds it, plays with it. For all lack of words, the ape basically believes that she is its mother. Now, whether or not you feel like that is appropriate is up for debate, but this doctor is doing everything she can to help impact the language learning abilities with these apes. It's a little bit scary. Now we're starting to get more into Planet of the Apes territory. Some of the stuff that was kind of a little bit concerning to me as I learned a bit more about today. And honestly, guys, the concept of apes being able to speak wouldn't be so concerning if it wasn't for the additional research I learned with what we are doing as humanity and our testing practices that we are using against animals. As I did more research into today, I wanted to know if monkeys and primates were being used in research studies. I noticed whenever I buy different brands that you can find the little cruelty-free little rabbit mark on different products. And I think that that's amazing. So I was just kind of curious, what actual animals are being used in testing for our products. But unfortunately, I was very disturbed to find the results on the PETA website. For those of you who are especially sensitive to animals and environmental causes, I would not recommend going to the website, guys. It can be a bit traumatizing. If you want to, I'll leave the link to it. You can obviously always check the information that I give. I always try to do the best I can to provide accurate information and to do what I can to cite good sources for you all, my listeners. But know that if we were not treating animals in our environment the way that people are right now, there would be absolutely no fear in an animal's ability to speak, because most likely there would only be good things to say. But unfortunately, in my opinion, people are not being the protectors of wildlife that I feel like we should be here on this earth. But fortunately, there is hope. There are different environmental agencies that are really fighting to help preserve the lives of the wildlife that we have in our communities and to make a difference in the type of impact that people play in the well-being of these animals. So I was excited whenever I found the research animaltesting.procon.org, the quote that says, "The Environmental Protection Agency is so confident in alternatives to animal testing that the agency intends to reduce chemical testing on mammals 30% by 2025 and end it altogether by 2035. Humane Society International found that animal tests were more expensive than in vitro testing performed outside of living organisms in every scenario studied." So there is hope. Which I'm so happy I get a chance to leave the podcast with a happy note, to know that different agencies have been put in place and are aware of the treatment of these animals in different laboratory settings. So hopefully they'll be able to stick to their commitment, and the goal will be reached by 2035, that all animal testing will be done. And to further on that good news, I want to leave today's podcast with our PB&J moment of the day. If you have little kids, take some time and check out a Curious George book from your local library today. I absolutely love the curious little monkey George with his best friend, the man in the yellow hat. Some things are timeless because they transcend our own childhoods and become parts of our own children's lives, just like Curious George has done with the book series. And for another activity that's kind of fun, actually, in honor of Monkey Day, take some time to be a little kid again and honestly, grab the kiddos and jump on the bed. I know it sounds so silly, but my kids actually love jumping in the bed whenever they're not getting in trouble for it. So maybe, just maybe, in honor of Monkey Day, I'll let the kiddos actually jump in the bed, and hey, I might jump in the bed too. But we have to be careful not to jump off the bed and fall off, because we all know how the nursery rhyme goes. The mama calls the doctor and the doctor says, no more jumping in the bed. So tell me what you think. Now that you know about primates, would you consider buying from brands that are labeled cruelty-free? Head on over to aholidaylife.com now for more holiday fun. There you can sign up to receive a free monthly calendar full of fun holiday activities for every day. You can also leave me a voicemail of what you're doing to celebrate the holiday. You might be on my next episode. Also, if you like my podcast, please be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast from. You can follow me on social media by using @AHolidayLife on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest, and @AHolidayLife Podcast on Instagram. And for more holiday fun, head on over to my sister podcast, Holiday Trivia, to give my trivia questions a shot. If you get 3 or more out of 5 questions correct, you're well on your way to becoming a holiday lifer. Until next time, keep celebrating the holidays, stay safe, and live a holiday life. I'll talk to you tomorrow.